Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Branson, Missouri. But more importantly, we are at one of the oldest theme parks in America, Silver Dollar City. So tag along as we take a trip together back to the 1800s.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The theming of Silver Dollar City takes you back to the 1880s, a time when good, clean, family-friendly fun was the order of the day.
Everywhere you look, the theming is very obvious back in the 1800s. This bridge was really funny with the different things that have gone across it, and then the advertisements from things back in that era. But if we're talking about being back in the past, the ride we have to start with is, of course, the Time Traveler.
Well, it looks like they're looking for volunteers to participate in a time travel experiment, and I can't think of anybody better for that than Blake. Blake, you ready? Let's check it out.
The setup for your ride is that you're going into the clock factory, where they've begun experimentation in a new time travel method. So, you get to go through the clock factory, seeing these gorgeous designs that they have mocked up of the time travel vehicle, and you make your way to the third story, where they're ready to let you try out the time vehicle itself. Of course, there's clocks all over the place, lots of lovely gears as well. The steampunk aesthetic here really blew me away. I enjoyed it a lot. Once you finally get up to the top, you're able to jump in your vehicle and travel through time.
All right, we just got done riding the Time Traveler, and I'm here with my friend Damien. What do you think of that ride?
It was awesome, 10 out of 10 for sure. Smooth, even on the loops, not jerky, none of that, just smooth sailing.
And I love that it just spins around the whole time, so you get a view from the front and the back. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Let's see if that not a bad seat in the house stays true at our next ride.
We just got done riding Thunderation, and very fast pace, not a lot of upside down or really quick turns, I would say. I give it a 7, you know, very average pace ride.
Kind of like a 6 for me. It's a little jerky, you know, kind of jerks you around a little bit.
But it's worth the ride.
It's fun though.
Mm-hmm.
Though it may not have the fantastic whimsy of Disney or the movie magic of Universal Studios, they really shine in their theming here at Silver Dollar City. Everything they do, they commit to it 100%. There is amazing stuff everywhere to see. There's interactive features that you're able to touch and play with as you walk through the park. And there's some unusual things, such as this area that was themed to firemen. I mean, it makes sense. It's a pretty popular subject, but I personally had never seen a theme park with an occupation as an area.
A really nice feature they have here in the park are these charging stations. This one is themed to Firemen Landing, so of course it looks like an old-fashioned fire alarm. And over on the side, you flip this up, and you got room to plug your cell phone in there, sit down in the shade, and get a little bit of a charge.
Even the gift shops in each area were themed to whatever the surrounding land was. Here you could buy some adorable puppies. And this was also home to the next big ride, Wildfire, which I think was an appropriate name considering the area we were in.
Just got done riding the Wildfire, and I'll have to definitely say that I gave it about a 9 out of 10. It was, once it got off that hill, it was just fast-paced throughout. Great ride overall. What do you think?
See, I did Time Traveler at 10 out of 10, but I think I'm gonna switch it. This is gonna be, Time Traveler gonna be a 9 out of 10, and this one definitely takes the cake for me, 10 out of 10. It just, the ride itself was all smooth, all the loops made it real fun.
Okay, you have it.
Before heading to our next section, we stopped by the Firemen Cemetery to pay our respects. This was a hearse here where they promised to be the last to let you down. All these were pretty humorous graves that were set up, different puns about fire and different ways that these assorted firemen had met their end. Most of them really humorous, nothing too serious here. It was just a nice little way to step back and relax for a minute, take in the good laughs, and keep going on your journey. For example, here's poor old Perry. Bought the farm just last week. It burnt down yesterday. Poor Perry.
Even on a busy day, here at Silver Dollar City, they have nice, peaceful places to get away from the crowds, such as this lovely swinging bridge that cuts through some trees and gives you a little peek at nature. We decided to stop by and pay a visit to Grandfather's mansion. Let's go see if he's home. Inside the house, of course, Grandpa says to stand erect, walk slow. Let's go down this hallway. We're walking slowly down here. Nothing too crazy yet in Grandpa's house. Maybe we're not walking slow enough. Uh-oh. Looks like this room is a little turned upside down. Grandpa's always been pretty wacky. There he is. We'll wave to Grandpa. How's it going, Grandpa? Looks like he got himself stuck on the roof again. Now on the lower floors, things get a little more topsy-turvy. Here we have granddaughter, grandmother, grandfather. These are all the dressing rooms. You can wave.
Yeah, and read that and try to
Let's see. Kick back with a nice swing. Oh, this feels very bizarre. So Grandpa has even said that we can use his bed for a rest if we want to. It's a little slanted, but we'll give it a shot. Let's see. All right. Oh, on the ceiling here it says, after lying flat on your back, try rising without using your hands and legs for assistance. Good luck. Well, I can already tell this is going to be terrible. Let's... Well, the bed was a total disaster, but we continue forward. Out of this hopefully tilted room. Oh, man. We are now in the Hall of Mirror. Lots of mirror. And to be honest, that house is most of the reason why we don't visit Grandpa very often. And here you can take a peek through the holes and get a glimpse of old-time Silver Dollar City.
Each hole here gave you a different perspective of a model that had been built to replicate the way the buildings used to look when it originally sprang up. This was the blacksmith shop, and then you looked in another hole. Well, there wasn't really anything there, just a piece of wood. But in the hole up here, you got the Silver Dollar City logo and some buildings.
So we wanted to go on a nice, calm, fancy river cruise here, but turns out they're sold out. Luckily, we do happen to be in Missouri, so we got in touch with our old friends Tom and Huck, and they said they got a raft for us. Let's check it out.
Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer were all ready to help us get down the river. This ride was one of the highlights of the entire park, in my opinion. It had set up to be super interactive. There was water cannons not only on the actual ride vehicles, but on the sides, so anybody along the pathway could squirt the people on the ride, and the people on the ride could squirt right back. It seems Tom and Huck had taken over this old boathouse to set up their new rafting endeavor, which, hey, that was fine with us. We made our way through the building, and finally our raft arrived. All the cannons were loaded. It was time to head down the river.
Oh, dude, they're shooting us from the back! Y'all are cheaters! Get that kid right there! Get him! Get it! Oh, he trying to get back in it! He trying to get back in it! Oh, he shot from the back!
Well, we definitely got a ride down the river, but it was a lot wetter than I was expecting. Though I guess when Tom and Huck are involved, anything can happen. Let's see if we can find something else to do and dry off.
What better way to dry off than a fast air dry on Outlaw Run?
All right, we just got done riding Outlaw Run. Really amazing wooden roller coaster ride. Very large, but goes really quick. You're done before you know it. Lots of cool corkscrews. I wasn't
Really
expecting.
fast, bunch of loops.
Was not expecting the
double loop,
Yeah.
it threw me off, but it was pretty fun.
Giving it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10
almost.
for sure.
Yep.
That wraps us up at Silver Dollar City. After a long day in the park, it's time to kick back and relax. My name is David. This has been Abnormal Voyages. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you in the next one.